Hey y'all, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I feel like I'm new at this point. Thank you so much for giving me a small portion of your day. So long time no see. It's been about a year since I uploaded. Since I filmed anything that made it to YouTube. I was not planning on taking a year hiatus. It just kind of happened that way for multitudinous reasons, some of which I want to talk to you guys about in this video. So I'm alive. I am still here. I was intermittently posting on Instagram, but not very often. So let's just get into it. So one of the biggest things is just because we've been enjoying life as a family of four. So if you're new around here, I have an almost 3-year-old son, and then this week my daughter is actually turning 1, which the week I'm filming this, which I have no idea how that happened. No idea how that happened, but it has happened. So we have been enjoying life as a family of 4, but there's also been some mental aspects of this as well. So yeah, I also wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my postpartum journey since it's been a year, and yeah, so let's just start there. So breastfeeding went very, very well. We actually quit this week. I wanted to make it to her first birthday, and I didn't because my whole family got COVID. And I actually got it last. My husband got it first, and then our son got it, and then our daughter got it, and then I got it. I thought I'd manage to avoid it because I was 2 days after our daughter was last symptomatic, so I thought maybe I'd made it. I did not. And the medicine that I have been taking to help myself feel better, I can't nurse with it, and so I had to quit. But because my daughter had been sick, she had been nursing on demand for those couple days, and she was not happy with me. If I cry, I'm sorry. It's been a very emotional thing for me to quit. There's a lot of factors to it. So anyway, one of the things that I think hurts my heart the most about it is that I feel like a bit like I've failed her, in the sense that the thing that has brought her her greatest comfort her whole life is something that she can't do anymore. And I'm struggling with that. She doesn't want to be cuddled at night. She doesn't want to be rocked to sleep. She doesn't want to be sung to. She wants down. She wants down. She wants down. And that just breaks my heart that she doesn't really want to be loved on in any other way. And that's been a little bit hard. And I know that it's a phase. I know that it's short term, and part of the reason it hurts me too is that she doesn't understand why she can't have it. It was just all of a sudden she could, and then all of a sudden she couldn't. But overall, it was something that went very, very well for me, and it was something that I enjoyed with both of my kids. So that's that. Next thing, I actually went to pelvic floor physical therapy. I actually went for my abs, so I have taken down my birth stories, but I think I've talked about this in all my various pregnancy updates about my pregnancies. I had diastasis recti with both of my pregnancies, and so I told my OBGYN, I said, hey, can I get a referral to PT when I'm done, when I get at my 6-week visit, so I can get in with PT. And so she did that. And the physical therapist was like, oh, well, we don't really treat DR anymore. It's not really our wheelhouse anymore, and we don't really treat it. And I was like, great. But then she actually felt my gap, and I think she said a centimeter. If it was a centimeter wider, I would have what they call dysfunctional diastasis recti, which is actually a surgical fix. So praise the Lord, I did not have that. And so I actually went to PT for about 5 months. I started at the beginning of December, and I went all the way through April. So it made a huge difference. My core is stronger than it was. It's not as strong as it was before I had my son, but it is way stronger than it was before I got pregnant with my daughter. So very, very thankful for that. And then she also helped with a lot of pelvic floor issues. So mamas, if you've had a baby recently, I would highly recommend going. It's been amazing. It was amazing, very helpful for me. Highly recommend it. I've recommended it to all of my mom friends. I'm like, you need to go. You need to go. So the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about, which is really the biggest reason that I've been away, is my mental health. So I have never been diagnosed, but I have no doubt that I could walk into any mental health provider's office and be diagnosed with clinical anxiety in about 2 seconds flat. I have tons of the hallmarks. It's crazy. So anyway, I definitely struggled with some PPA with my son, postpartum anxiety, but I was able to kind of manage it through exercise and things like that. That's always been a really good outlet for me for my anxiety. And then with my daughter, I also had postpartum depression in addition to the postpartum anxiety, which I've never experienced depression before this postpartum. And so that was very, very difficult for me to navigate. And I never had thoughts of harm or anything like that, but I just felt exhausted all the time. I had no desire to do anything. My house fell apart. And when I say fell apart, I mean fell apart. It was bad. And I had like no desire to do anything that had previously brought me joy, including filming content. I was having some trouble like engaging with my kids and playing with them and connecting with them. And so I got to the point where I just was like, I'm done. I was also experiencing horrendous panic attacks. Like I'd wake up at 2 a.m., convinced my house was going to burn down, and I'd order fire extinguishers because I was petrified that like the house was going to catch on fire and we wouldn't be able to get to the kids in time, and it was awful. So I called my primary care and I told her what was going on, and she was like, well, as long as you're breastfeeding, I can't help you. And so I left that appointment and I sat in my car and I cried because I was like, I feel like it's hammered into us when we're pregnant and postpartum, if we have any issues, to contact our doctor and they will help us. And so I just felt so defeated and devastated. I was like, I thought I was going to walk out of this appointment getting help, and that's not what's happening. But then the next week I got my period back. I got it back about 7 months postpartum, and I was like, okay, all right, I feel better now, great. And then I would have a day here and there, and I was like, my husband was like, babe, you need to go see the OBGYN. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to be on medication for something that's just a day or two here and there. And he's like, babe, it's not just a day or two here and there. You need to go get help. And I'm so glad that he was the voice of reason. And so I scheduled an appointment with my OBGYN. And one of the first things she told me, she's like, I wish that primary care providers would call us when they have problems like this, because there is so much that we can do for nursing moms. And I hate that people are told that. But I also feel like it's an issue with the education that's provided. But nonetheless, fortunately, praise the Lord, my OBGYN prescribed me Zoloft. So I take 50 milligrams of Zoloft a day. And that has been working very well for me. Pretty much the only side effects that I have some appetite reduction, so I have to like be cognizant and make sure that I'm eating enough, because that's something that I have a very high metabolism, and I have accidentally not eaten enough before, and I lost a bunch of weight, and that's not good. So I have to just be cognizant that I'm eating enough. And then I'm really, really drowsy, and it's hard for me to get to rouse myself in the morning. But those are pretty mild side effects, and I will say a lot of joy has come back into things for me, and my house is a lot better. It was perfect because Ben actually my husband tested positive before anybody else got sick, and we are vaccinated, but the kids are not. So we had to live as though they were sick. So we isolated for better part of a week. And in that time, I elected to use that time to clean my house because it was an absolute disaster. It took me 3 days to clean my kitchen. All right, it was bad. And so it was perfect. And then my husband rebounded, and then the kids got sick, and then I got sick. So the house is kind of falling apart, but we're all doing better. I'm going to pick it up. But I noticed my desire to get things done, things like that, it was all returning. So one of the reasons that there weren't videos is because I filmed a lot of things. I started a bunch of them, but I felt like there wasn't enough, or I'd just lose steam halfway through, something like that. And then my house just got so bad that I was embarrassed to show it. And I want to be real about that, because one of the things I try to do is I try to be very, very real about my life. And so I got embarrassed, and I didn't have the desire to show that. So that is why there was no videos from me for the last year. So one thing you may have noticed if you are not new around here is that I didn't use my children's names. I have made the decision, and this is something I've made by myself because my husband kind of is thinks I'm being overly cautious, but that's okay. I have decided that as much as possible from this point forward, I'm removing my children from the internet. I've actually gone back through and removed a bunch of videos. Like, I know for sure my birth stories are gone. There's quite a few things that are gone. So, I mean, I still have them. They're privated. I just don't have them public anymore. While my children have never been, like, the focus of my content, and I haven't used them to make content, I just feel like at this point, like, I knew the internet was a dark and scary place, but I just didn't think about how dark and scary it could be even for things that are completely innocent and harmless. So I decided that for their safety, for their protection, for their privacy, that I'm just going to pull them off the internet until they can make an informed, consensual decision. Like, whenever my husband is in a video, one, I ask him before when I put him in there, and I ask him before I upload it. But my husband is an adult. He understands. He has informed consent. Our children do not have that luxury. So I don't want to make that decision for them. So I have decided that I'm going to be taking my kids out of my content, and that's going to be a little difficult to film cleaning content as a stay-at-home mom with 2 small kids, but I would very much like to, at least as much as possible, protect them. And you may see them wandering in and out of the frame. That may happen sometimes because that's just kind of the nature of, again, being a stay-at-home mom with 2 small kids. But that is where I am sitting with that right now. So thank you so much for sitting through this video, for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your patience with me not posting. If you're still subscribed, I appreciate it. So I'm not going to commit to any sort of rigorous schedule. I mentioned already that I want to continue filming cleaning content, but I may also kind of move to more sit-down content because this is something that I can do a lot more easily without my kids being in it. Something I may try and share with you guys is thrift hauls. I have been thrifting for a long time. Y'all know that, but recently it's been a really good outlet for me. So I might start doing that. I don't know. If there's things like that you want to see, please let me know down below. Thank you so much for sticking through this video, for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed hearing a little bit about what's been going on in my life the last year. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'm probably, I'm a pretty open book as far as most things go. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.